Welcome to Season 16 of Seen from Above. This season features 4 episodes highlighting winning teams and outcomes from the GenAI for Geospatial Challenge, an initiative from AWS and thriveGEO that awards cloud credits and technical support to innovators across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, developing bold, generative AI-powered geospatial solutions for global challenges. In Season 16, Episode 1, I speak with Nana Akua Afra Owusu-Addo, technical writer for the Earth Observation team at BigData Ghana Limited. In her role, Afra bridges technical depth and clear communication, translating complex Earth observation, geospatial, and AI concepts into narratives that resonate with technical teams and decision makers alike. She's also the project lead for ForestTrace AI, an AI-powered forest and land use intelligence platform built during the GenAI for Geospatial Challenge. ForestTrace AI helps governments, environmental agencies, and sustainability teams turn satellite data into decision-ready insight on deforestation risk. In this episode, we learn more from Afra about how generative AI is making geospatial intelligence accessible and what it will take for African-built AI products to compete on the global stage. Hello and welcome, Afra, to this episode of Seen from Above. We're really excited to have you here, and we would like to start by learning a bit more about yourself. And can you tell us also about your role at Big Data Ghana?
Hi, Sabrina. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I'm Anikia Afra Owusu-Addo. I'm the technical writer for the Earth Observation team at BigData Ghana Limited. And I'm also the project lead for ForestTrace AI. My work basically bridges technical depth and clear communication. So I help translate complex EO, geospatial, and AI concepts into narratives that resonate with technical teams, decision makers, and partners alike.
Thank you. So could you also tell us briefly about your team and the project that you're working on for the AWS GenAI for Geospatial Challenge?
So my team, we are BigData Ghana Limited. So we're a Ghanaian geotech company and AWS select tier partners. We work across geospatial technology, earth observation, data and AI, and cloud infrastructure. Our project is called ForestTrace AI. ForestTrace AI is an AI-powered forest and land use intelligence platform. It's designed to help governments, environmental agencies, cocoa sector actors, and sustainability teams monitor forest change, detect deforestation risks, and turn satellite data into clear, decision-ready insights. The core idea is to go beyond map dashboards to let users ask questions and understand patterns and take action.
So how did you identify this challenge as something that needed addressing?
We identified the challenge through Big Data Ghana's broader way. We kept seeing the same pattern. Institutions had data or knew it existed, but couldn't translate it into operational decisions. So a map showing forest loss is useful, but a decision maker also needs to know which district is affected, whether it's near a cocoa farm or reserve, whether illegal mining is a factor to the deforestation, and what to do next about it. That gap and the opportunity to bridge it with generative AI is exactly where ForestTrace AI started.
So it sounds like you mentioned a few causes of deforestation. So you mentioned cocoa farms, so maybe an expansion of the production area or mining activities that are causing some forest loss due to the expansion of the mines. Are there other causes of deforestation or forest loss that are being tracked? And how big of a problem is this? And which areas are you monitoring?
Two other causes of deforestation that we're also tracking in ForestTrace AI are forest fires. I don't think I mentioned that. Forest fires and then community settlements. So with these two, so forest fires and community settlements are really a big deal with the areas we're monitoring. So with our area of interest, it's Akua in Swahili. It's in the western region of Ghana. So it's more focused on forest reserves and cocoa farming. So with that, it's more of illegal mining. That is the bigger issue and less of community settlements.
Okay, so that's definitely fascinating to hear. So it sounds like there are many different drivers of forest loss, and ForestTrace AI can also pick up on these other causes and drivers. So it's like a multi-purpose way of monitoring forest loss. So that's really cool. So maybe we can dive a little bit into your technical approach and the innovation behind ForestTrace AI. Could you walk us through what happens when someone uses it?
So ForestTrace AI works in 4 layers: data, analysis, intelligence, and decision support. So first, we bring together the geospatial data sets. This is the data layer. So satellite imagery, forest cover data, administrative boundaries, cocoa zones, protected areas, and mining risk indicators. Second, which is the analysis layer, the system processes these to detect forest loss cover, vegetation change, and overlap risk signals. The third, which is the intelligence layer, the generative AI helps the users to interpret those outputs in plain language. So where we can ask things like which districts show the highest forest loss, or you could also ask the AI to generate a summary report for this region, for a particular region. And then the fourth layer, which is the decision support. The users get maps, dashboards, risk insights, and reports that drive decisions. So ForestTrace AI isn't just a map viewer, it's an intelligence platform.
So what role does generative AI play specifically in your application? What can it do that traditional approaches can't?
So the generative AI adds an interpretation layer. Traditional dashboards show you a map and a chart. But ForestTrace AI helps you understand what that map and chart actually mean. Many people who need environmental intelligence aren't all GIS experts. They are policymakers, sustainability managers, field officers, or executives. Generative AI lets them ask questions in natural language and get clear answers, summaries, and risk explanations grounded in real geospatial outputs. I feel this is very powerful because the real value isn't only in seeing that forest change has happened, but then the value is in understanding why it matters, who's affected, and what action may be required.
So as you have been working on developing this prototype during the challenge, could you share with us, what surprised you most during the development process so far?
Okay, so what surprised us most is how much value comes from the communication layer of the solution, the generative AI layer. Powerful satellite data and strong analysis still fall flat if decision makers can't quickly understand the outputs. Generative AI makes geospatial insights more genuinely conversational. That was a bigger unlock than we expected, actually. We're surprised by how many use cases emerge from the same core concept. ForestTrace AI started as forest monitoring, but it naturally extends to cocoa compliance, illegal mining risk, climate reporting, and protected area management. So it's become the foundation for a much broader land use intelligence platform.
So I assume you were also working with some customers that you were showing ForestTrace AI to. Is this where you got the insight that this conversational layer was very important, where they were interacting with the tool with conversational language?
So so there's one customer, he's a farmer. He's not really, GIS literate.
Right.
So I use him as one of our, should I say, use cases.
Yes.
And yeah, he was really impressed with how he could easily understand how his farming was affecting the area. Luckily for us, his farming wasn't causing deforestation. But yes, he was very impressed how usable and easy it was. So yes.
Yeah, excellent. I'm glad that you are also testing it out with real users, and good to hear that this was a farmer with positive farming practices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look also at your journey so far during the challenge and a little bit of a look behind the scenes. So as part of the Generative AI for Geospatial Challenge, the winning teams were given a set amount of AWS cloud credits to use to develop your solution. So how has working with these AWS cloud credits and resources changed what you're able to achieve as a team?
So these AWS resources have helped us think about ForestTrace AI as more of a scalable product and not just a prototype. So BigData Ghana is already an AWS Selectia partner. So cloud infrastructure is core to our strategy. AWS gives us scalable storage, AI workloads, backend services, and the deployment pathway. ForestTrace AI may start with a focused use case in Ghana, but the architecture should be capable of supporting larger data sets, more users, additional countries, and different environmental modules in the future. AWS support through the challenge has also helped us think more clearly about the technical and commercial pathway. With guidance from the AWS technical support team, including Mr. Phil Cooper and the Cloud Scaler team, we were able to better position ForestTrace AI within the broader AWS geospatial and Earth observation ecosystem. For us, the cloud isn't only infrastructure, it's part of the pathway to making ForestTrace AI credible, scalable, and a deployable solution.
Can you share with us also what other unexpected insights have emerged from combining AI with geospatial data in this way? I know you mentioned one already about the usability and the conversations that your customers can have now with with AI about
Yeah.
forest loss. Are there any other unexpected insights that have emerged along the way?
Yeah, so it's basically how AI can make geospatial systems genuinely inclusive. Most environmental monitoring tools are built for technical users, but by combining AI with the geospatial data, we can make the system speak to decision makers, field officers, and sustainability teams in a language that they can understand. We also found that real value isn't just in detecting change, it's helping users understand the implication of that change. When you combine forest loss data with protected area boundaries, cocoa zones, water bodies, and mining risk indicators, the AI layer can weave those signals into a clear, actionable story. Yes, so that was one of the unexpected insights that have emerged.
Awesome. So, in this process so far, what has been the biggest technical challenge you've faced, and how did you as a team overcome it?
One of the biggest technical challenges that we face as a team has been designing a reliable bridge between complex geospatial analysis and the AI interface. Geospatial data isn't text, it's geometry, coordinates, time periods, spatial relationships, and uncertainty. You can't just connect a chatbot to documents and expect accurate answers.
Yes.
So our solution was to separate the system into distinct layers. The geospatial processing layer runs the actual analysis and produces structured outputs, statistics, locations, risk scores, and then the AI assistant then interprets those structured outputs. So we're not letting the AI just guess. We are making it interpret real solid evidence. Yes.
So, as we look to your impact in the future, we're really curious to also hear how do you measure success for this project beyond the challenge itself?
Okay, so there are three ways. Technical success. Can the platform reliably detect forest risk areas and support natural language interaction? User success. Can non-technical users, policymakers, sustainability officers, field teams, actually use it without GIS training? And real-world impacts. That's the third. Does it help institutions act faster on field inspections, COCO compliance, or environmental reporting? So ultimately, success means ForestTrace AI helps people make better land use decisions and protect forest landscapes more effectively.
So, what's your pathway to commercialization? Because previously you mentioned that this challenge helped you also take a more business and commercial mindset to developing ForestTrace AI. What's your pathway to commercialization, and how does this become a sustainable product or service in the future?
Our commercialization model has two sides, a platform and a service. On the platform side, institutions subscribe to modules based on their needs. So forestry agencies get forest monitoring, cocoa exporters get compliance tools, development partners get climate risk reporting. Each model is purposely built for a specific user. On the service side, BigData Ghana provides custom analytics, landscape assessments, and decision support dashboards for specific clients. The commercial opportunity is real because we're responding to urgent existing demands, forest protection, cocoa sustainability, and climate reporting. So these are nice to have. They are things institutions are already being pressured to act on.
Great. So it sounds like you also have different modules for different customer types, and as we also look forward at further developments in the technology. So where do you see this technology in 5 years' time?
In 5 years, I see ForestTrace AI as a broader African land use intelligence platform. The need isn't limited to just Ghana. Deforestation, illegal mining, climate risk, and land degradation are shared challenges across the African continent. I see ForestTrace AI supporting forest monitoring, community compliance, and risk-based field inspection across multiple countries across Africa. The AI assistant will become more capable to generating reports, and comparing regions, forecasting risks, and delivering insights in simple language, if possible, different languages, depending on the country. The long-term vision is to make Earth observation intelligence genuinely accessible to African institutions and to show that African countries can build geospatial AI products that are locally relevant, commercially viable, and globally competitive. Yes.
So what's next for your team after the show phase concludes from the GenAI for Geospatial Challenge?
So what's next is Well, we'll keep refining the prototype and moving toward pilot deployment. We'll sharpen the AI assistance, strengthen geospatial workflows, and validate the solution with even more real stakeholders in forest monitoring, cocoa sustainability, and environmental regulation. So it's not just technical development, it's also market validation. We want to understand how real users apply the platform, what decisions they need to make, what level of detail is most useful. So ForestTrace AI is a flagship within BigData Ghana EU's desk. So this work is building something that lasts.
Awesome. So you mentioned really about you want to show that African AI startups can build solutions that are relevant locally. And if we take it to a global stage as well, what would you need to scale a solution like ForestTrace AI globally?
So first we need reliable data sets across different countries. Yes, including forest cover, commodity zones, protected areas, risk indicators. Would also need strong cloud infrastructure via AWS partnership, local partnerships to adapt the model to regional contexts, data and policy, and commercial relationships with governments, sustainability programs, and development partners. So the technology can scale, but successful global deployment requires both infrastructure and local collaboration.
For BigData Ghana, having taken part in this GenAI for Geospatial challenge, as a team, how would you say this experience has been for you, and what are some of the big takeaways you've had through this process? Would you be able to share some reflections so far with us?
The generative AI for Geospatial challenge was a new experience for us. Combining AI with our geospatial data sets, it was a new learning curve, but we worked through it. And in working in this challenge, we realized how much it is important for our clients that use our products to, first of all, be able to easily use our products and also understand the whys behind the outputs that they're receiving. So I am pushing all other startups and teams to also work hard towards ensuring that their clients or customers understand the whys and the hows behind the outputs that they're receiving in their products.
Thanks, Afra. So I know you mentioned that you're working with farmers, with policymakers. Do any of your customers, have they raised any data privacy or ethical considerations in the use of AI in your solution? And how are you as a team addressing these?
So access controls and data governance are non-negotiable, particularly for farm level or community level data. The AI data must stay grounded in evidence, no supported claims about a farmer, community, or location, and clear communication of uncertainty where it exists. We also recognize that environmental intelligence can affect livelihoods. Smallholder farmers may need support, not just scrutiny. So ForestTrace AI is designed as a tool for guidance, early warning, and responsible planning, not just enforcement.
Thank you, Afra. So it's been really great to hear from you about the solution ForestTrace AI that your company BigData Ghana is building. And we wish you all the very best as you continue developing this solution and bring it to the market. So thanks again for joining us on this episode of Seen from Above. And I wish you a really good rest of the day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.